Welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley. I'm the founder of the Passion of Poetry and also the host of Pop Chat. And I'm very delighted to announce our guest this evening, and that is Valeri Beers from Bangor, Maine, I believe.
Bangor, Maine.
Bangor, Maine. I've been there before, through there once, many years ago.
You blinked, you
I
missed
thought
it.
Maine was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful state.
The
So
sun,
welcome.
the sun came out today and then was covered up.
Oh, I know. We've had so much rain here. It's been horrible. So tired of the rain. But what I'm going to do, Valerie, is I'm going to give the stage to you and have you kind of introduce yourself and let us know about Valerie, a bit about you and your writing and your journey into poetry and writing. So if you don't mind, I'll give you the stage and you can tell us about you.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me share my words during National Poetry Month, Annette. I have been writing. I've been writing since I was in grade school. I think I wrote my first poem in 7th grade. But I've been writing a lot. In fact, I'm going to read tonight. I'm going to read something from this, and I was published in high school. So that gave me the courage, the oomph to submit and keep writing. And it's like, wow, people really like my words. So I guess I'll keep doing it. Let's see, I've been writing since I was little. I'm so bad at talking about myself.
No, that's fine. Sometimes it's hard to talk about ourselves and toot our own horn, but we can toot it as we go along too. So you've been writing since you were a child. When do you think that you began to write more prolifically?
Probably in my 20s. I was very prolific. I wrote a lot. Not all good, but I wrote a lot.
Yeah. Now, do you just write poetry or do you write other things as well?
I've really been trying the short story genre, but I keep wanting to put too many details in, so I think it would be a novel, and a novel seems kind of daunting to me. I've been reading and listening to Stephen King's on writing, so I will try it.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Does he still live in Maine?
I think in the summertime. I'm pretty sure he's moved to Florida in the wintertime.
But is it Bangor where he resides?
Yes, he lives in Bangor. I've seen his house. It was recommended to me to put a copy of my poetry book for his wife Tabitha in the mailbox. So I did, with my heart thumping a million miles an hour.
Did you hear anything back?
I didn't hear anything back. For
Hmm.
her birthday, I'm always like, I hope you got my poetry books. I've sent her a signed basketball jersey. I've got a
Wow.
bunch of Tabitha King books. I have a bunch of Stephen King books too, but
Yeah. I've read some of his books, not many, maybe less than a handful. I read Gerald's Game, and that was a disturbing book, I thought. So
I'm not a big fan of that story at all.
yeah, yeah, that was kind of disturbing. But I know that he wrote The Green Mile, and he also wrote Shawshank Redemption. I love those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're excellent. And I read, The Green Mile, and I thought it was a great book. So, but I always heard that he said once that if he wasn't a writer, he would have been like a serial killer or something crazy like that. Have you ever heard that?
Uh, I have not heard that. It wouldn't surprise me though. If
Yeah, yeah, because sometimes he writes a little dark. But
yeah,
well, I'm going to just go right into it. I want you to share a couple pieces with us, if you wouldn't mind. And
absolutely.
you go ahead, and this will be my first time. You came a recommendation from Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram. So
Yes, yes, I really like him.
he's a good guy. So
Yeah,
thank you for the recommendations. So,
thank you, Dr. Ingram. Yes. So I'll be reading from the Lit House. This is where it all started. I was published in high school in this is the 1990 version. That's the year I graduated. This is called Till Words Do Us Part. And I wrote this in 1990 or 1989. I don't remember, but here it is. Um, Hello there. Do you remember me? It was far away and long ago. You said, I love you, and me being naive, believed you. I tried to be what you wanted, anything and everything. Nothing I did was right. I was never any good in your eyes. You said I was fat. I wasn't. You said I had no brains. I did. You said, typical stupid female. And me being convinced, believed you. Each harsh word took away a bit of my life. You were killing me, but I loved you, and I always prayed you'd stop before I was gone. On that last day, you took my last breath with a cruel barb that raked my raw and bleeding heart. I fell to the floor and closed my eyes. I heard you sob and cry my name and say the words of love I longed to hear. You said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'll never hurt you again. And me being free and gone, believed you. The end.
loved it, loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was and you were what, 17 or 18 when you wrote
I
that?
think I was 17 when I wrote it. I can't believe it. Those are things that really happened when I was seeing my then boyfriend at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And it's so funny how we let them define our, and it really has an impact, I think, on our body image and how we feel about ourselves. And um yeah, that's what got me back into poetry. I wrote two when I was a teenager, and after my dad and brother died when I was 17, I wrote a piece, kind of a religious piece, but didn't write much in years. And then wrote my I'm Getting Divorced Ticked Off poem, and that's kind of what spiraled me back into it. But in there I talk about, basically how they make you feel and so forth. And I also wrote a short story called The Beauty Within that speaks about, how they look at the exterior. And I recently wrote one, I can't remember. It was sent it to a guy and I never heard back from him. That was good, actually, because that's pretty much what I was wanting. What was it? It was the superficiality of lust. So yeah, we can. It's great, isn't it? It's very cathartic. We can get our feelings out and really, really
Absolutely.
express how we feel and not hide behind. I guess we hide behind our words, but we have a hi. I'll be heading out soon. Happy to catch what I can. Love onward. Hello, Valerie. Make sure
Hello.
make sure you sign your pieces so we know who you are. Hi, everyone from Scotland. That is from Thomas, who was recently on here. And fantastic, you found your gift so early. I found mine 2 years ago at the age of 58. Well, I didn't find mine until really 4 years ago, so I was probably about the same age. So
There's no time. There's no time limit. Anytime.
isn't that wonderful
Yes,
about writing? It doesn't matter how old you are.
it
You can
doesn't.
write. Yeah, I can remember reading a book years ago, and it was from a man, and I think some of it was about the Holocaust and stuff. But he was, I think, in his 90s when he wrote it, and I think it was his first book. And I thought, "Wow, that's the wonderful thing about writing. It doesn't matter how old you are."
That's right.
And yeah, and because of Thomas, I wrote my first song that came out today. I don't know if would you mind if I show that? I know this is your time,
No, go
but
ahead. Go ahead.
I'm so proud of it that it's probably not the best, but it's my first attempt, and it is what it is or isn't. But I would love to show it just because, yeah, I've been waiting for it to come out, and it's finally here, and
Show it.
now
Show it.
yeah, I gotta find it now. I should have been prepared and had it up on the screen, but here it is. I'll just get it ready, and then we'll show it, and then we'll go back to you. But
Well,
this is the first one I've written, and um, let me see.
well, like you
Uh,
had said, you keep looking at that. Like you had said, it's an art. Poetry is an art form, and so is songwriting. So
right?
let's
Yeah.
focus on your art too. Also,
Well. No, I only want to show this piece. But the thing about it is that I always say that songs are poetry to music because I ask people if they like poetry and they say no, and I say, but you like songs and music because everybody does, and they'll say yeah, and I'll say, well, then you like poetry. I think
yep.
some of it is just ignorance. They don't know, what poetry is, and so that's part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I think my mouse isn't working up to par. All right, here we go.
When I was just a child, you taught me to be strong, be secure yet humble, importance of right and wrong. There's nothing I couldn't do, every dream within my reach, believing me more than anyone. Encouraging was your speech. Why did you have to leave me? Daddy, I feel so all alone. Do you look down upon me from your heavenly throne? Best father in the world, had $1 million smile, teaching love and compassion, trying other shoes for a mile. I was your pile of precious gem. I would make mistakes and fall. Life lessons I would learn. Be confident, stand up tall. Why did you have to leave me? Daddy, I feel so all alone. Do you look down upon me from your heavenly throne? You were my best friend, my hero. Could always make me laugh. Consequences for action. Resilient, withstand the aftermath. You weren't here for very long, but a great impact you had made. Visions I still have of you, sweet memories will never fade. Why did you have to leave me? Daddy, I feel so all alone. Why did you have to leave me? Daddy, I feel so all alone. Do you look down upon me from your heavenly throne?
All right, that's it.
Awesome. I love
yeah.
it.
So thank you, Justin Beauchamp, for doing that. I made the video, and today I won't name names, but my very dear friend in the poetry world said, "Oh, his voice is so wonderful, but that video is just hideous." And she didn't know I made the video. So I was like, well, I kind of like the video. And she says, well, there's some of the scenes where it was just on a long time on the same whatever. I said, yeah, but I've done videos where the transition's so quick and then it's so fast and then it's distracting. So I decided on some of the things to keep it, longer. And so she didn't like that, but that's okay. It is what it is or isn't. And I rewatched it and I was still okay with it.
I think it's great. Never
Yeah.
mind what she says.
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And then I have another friend who's a musician that was like, why are you talking? Is it so depressing? Why don't you make something happy? And I said, because this is my first song and my father was a musician and I wanted to honor him. So there you go.
And life's not happy all the time.
No, it isn't happy all the time. It's not. What was that song? Don't worry, be happy. Sometimes
Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah, sometimes that drove me a little crazy. I mean, don't worry, be happy. And it was kind of like if you weren't in a good mood, you didn't really want to hear it. But anyway, we have more comments and fantastic. Okay, I think did we already talk about that one? I think we did 2 years ago at 58. And then I found my Ray says something. Yeah, well, yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, Thomas, I know that's you. Your songs are very good. He's written I don't know, tons of songs. He's got 400 and some videos.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's been I think it's just in a 4-year period. He's been very prolific. So I like it. Well, thank you. And then I've written so many sad songs. It's part of my territory. It really is. There's a lot of sad songs. A lot of country songs are what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But anyway, let's get back to you and tell me what do you think poetry is? How do you find poetry?
That's a hard question to answer. Poetry is it's truth. It's the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth about a situation that I'm in, and like, it might not be happy. That's, or it might be angry, or it's going to be what it is. Don't expect all poetry to be happy. People want poems when a baby's born, or when someone gets married. Like you said, I heard you tell somebody, even greeting cards are a form of poetry.
Yeah.
It needs it. I like it when it tells me something that I can understand, not obscure. It's like, oh, this is a poem about someone feeling bad. This is a poem about somebody's brother dying. This is a poem about this. This is a poem about that.
Have you ever written fiction? Because I do write fiction with my poetry.
There is something called microfiction, which is like 300 words. That's the most you can do, 300 words. And I really want to try that. I really want to try microfiction.
Yeah, because I've written a lot of stories, actually. I kind of live vicariously, but I've written a lot of fictionalized stuff. Not always. I haven't done it in a little bit of time, but I will, like my signature poem, The Ballad of Annette, is about bullying, and that is fictionalized. But I want you to read us some more of your work.
All right, I
Uh,
will.
I'm going to give you the stage again. Go ahead and do 2 pieces if you would. That'd be great.
All right. All right. Thank you. This I'm going to be reading from Scratching the Surface. You can find this on Amazon. Let's see. Let's see what I find. Oh, and I've got all the bookmarks. All the bookmarks. Let's see. What's this one? Hey, this one is apropos for the season, spring. But this is called Frozen Mud. The mud is frozen. Oh, it's a haiku. It's a haiku. 575. It's going to be short. Frozen mud. The mud is frozen. All the leaves are shivering. It is spring in Maine. The end. I can read another one if you'd like. So I'm sorry. I'm working with one hand. Okay. This is also from Scratching Surface. It's another haiku. This one is for my friend. I think, well, she is very something. This is for Wendy. It's called For Wendy. Purple Dutch Oven. I love it so very much. I will never cook. The end.
Very good.
Thank
you want
you.
you want to do one longer than a haiku?
A longer one than a haiku. Yes, I have. I have one longer than a haiku. Yes.
Great.
Okay. This is the very first poem that was I submitted and was recorded. No, written. Put in a anthology. It's called Circus Love. It's not a haiku. I taste sticky sweet cotton candy kisses. I smell hay popcorn, smoke, animals. I see lions lined up, trainers shouting, whip cracking. I sneak stares at you and feel the same excitement and uncertainty when I see the acrobats fly so high. My heart has no net.
Great, thank you. Those are great.
You are
Haiku,
most welcome.
haikus are. I had some haikus. I think in my first book, I wrote some haikus, and
Mm-hmm.
when I first got onto the poetry scene, someone introduced me to haiku writing. And have you ever done a Tanjko? It's TAN and the kind of apostrophe G and then KO.
No,
So
I haven't.
I don't write haikus anymore after doing those. I prefer them. So it's basically here. Let me show you. This is kind of the format. You either start with it's an ascending descending order. So you either start with one word or 5 words, and then you go the other way. So like this is I don't know if you can even see this. So this starts with one word, goes down to 5, starts with 5 word, goes down to 1, starts with one word, goes down to 5. So you're dealing with words. Do you mind if
Okay.
I read do you mind if I can read it? So you might
No,
because
go ahead.
it might give you a bug actually.
Yes.
I prefer it over the haikus because I feel like I have a little bit more leeway, and it doesn't really necessarily have to end. I mean, if you I usually do like 1 5 5 1 1 5 5 1, and usually it's done, but you could keep going if you wanted to, you know. But this is called Unbroken. Broken, she cried, tattered and bruised, heartlessly tormented, tortured, used. Spirit was shattered, no self esteem. Forever walking on eggshells, she lost her voice. No power within, feeling defeated, alone. Anger empowered her, soul on fire, would tolerate no more. She would demand only respect, leaving her confines, breaking free, her soul now redeemed. She regained strength from ashes, unbroken. So I feel like it gives you this bigger platform where you can do, things. Haiku I like doing also, and I wrote many, but the syllables don't give you much room to, you know what I mean?
I
You know,
know.
it's what is it at 575 or
575.
575? And then some people don't do it accurately. They'll do it. They won't really count the syllables right. And I don't know if you've ever noticed that when you look at some of the haikus, but there's like, oh, that was 8 syllables. That wasn't
I have noticed.
7. You
But
kind of notice that.
I think of a haiku as a poetry prompt. You're writing about one thing and you only got 17 syllables to show it to me, to tell me about this thing.
That is very true. That yes, you have to make the most of your words and to really describe something. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, you just you should do one off the fly. You should be able to do one off the fly. Let me see.
Well, I did have one off the fly if you want to hear it.
Yeah,
It was when I was waiting for look,
for
I've
me.
got a phone too. It's when I was waiting for Dr. Ingram, Michael Anthony Ingram, to get back to me about a writing workshop that was yesterday, but it's been rescheduled. So while I was waiting, I wrote this. Waiting for Michael haiku. Laptop all charged up. I hope Erica is there. Water is nearby. The end.
There you go. There you go.
Erica is Erica Jong.
Oh, I'm not familiar with her, I don't think.
She was a poet. She wrote Fear of Flying in the 70s.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that, I think.
Yep. And she's written a number of volumes of poetry before that. But I highly recommend you look her up. She's really good. And she's
Yeah,
written a lot of books.
I think Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram told me you were the queen of haikus. So I think that's how he might refer to you, or some term of endearment like that. So 18 albums in 2 years for Thomas. Wow. How many songs are on an
Ooh.
album, Thomas? About 9-ish, something like that. Poetry and songwriting is my mind working overtime for the silent Tom. Oh, I cannot imagine, Tom, that you are silent ever. I've seen you. He does these videos, live video sessions on TikTok, and he is going the whole time, and he's like cooking, and he's dancing to his music, and he's greeting everybody, and just a bundle of energy.
Wow.
So I can't imagine that he has quiet moments, but I suppose he does. Introspective, love it, Annette. Thank you. I've never tried that style. Yeah, so it's an interesting style. I used to do more of them. I don't do so much now, but you'll have to give it a try and see what you think.
Yeah, tell me what is Tenko?
Tenko, Tan, and then there's a G and apostrophes, and then there's a KO.
Okay. All right.
Tenko. Yeah. And but I love doing them. They're fun to do. I don't do them very often because, like haiku, you have to say a lot in a little bit of words, So yeah. So do you have any family members who are writers?
No, I think I'm the only one.
Yeah. And what do they think about your writing?
They're very supportive, but they're like, "Oh, look, Valerie, the poet's here. What? Tell us about what's happening. I'll be at a birthday party." It's like, I don't know, birthday party. Don't make me do this on the spot. Don't make me sing my supper.
Yeah, we don't want to have to do that. That's really putting you on the spot. So if you watched any of my pop chats before, you might have seen my question that I always ask everyone. And that is, do you know what it is? If you come across Aladdin's lamp tomorrow, what 3 wishes are you going to wish for? You can wish for anything in the world.
Ooh, good question. Let's see. My first wish would be I want to be an independently rich writer. My second wish would be I would always have the words to say for what I wanted to say. And the third wish, I want all the cats in the world.
Oh, are you a cat lady?
I am.
You are. How many cats do you have?
Right now, just one.
Just one. Okay. I had a couple cats, but they ruined my floor, and then I spent thousands of dollars on new flooring, and they ruined that, and I had to get rid of them. I like them quite well, but couldn't afford it. So, but I do like cats. Now I just have dogs ruining my floor. So I don't know. It's not quite the same as cats, though, the smell. But I love cats. I have a stray cat that comes around every once in a while. Right now I have a groundhog that's outside. He's made a nest underneath my deck. In fact, can't remember if I posted it to. I don't think I posted it on Facebook. But basically, I had this groundhog the other day, and I was playing my song, just a little snippet he sent, and he was up on the deck on the stairs for probably 15 minutes, just listening to me playing it over and over again, just kind of looking back and forth.
Cool.
It was really funny. But yes, it's the universal language. What did he say? Annette, I'm glad you never asked me that question. Maybe next time I'm on. I did not ask you that question, Tom. We were too busy watching your videos, bud. So he had so much to share with us. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't ask you that question. I think you're the only one here. It says we have 4 people, but you're the only one talking, Tom. So, but welcome. He's quite that. He's very entertaining to listen to. He's from Scotland.
Cool.
Yeah, from Scotland. He's a Scot. Have you ever read the Outlander series?
Yes, I have. I've read the Outlander series and I've watched it on TV.
I haven't watched it on TV. I've read it and now I'm listening to it. I think I'm on the last book, which is just heart wrenching for me because it's kind of like when the Harry Potter series Audible book stopped. It's kind of like, oh, the end of it, and you just want to keep going on and on. But
That's right.
yeah, do you listen to Audible books? Have you ever done that?
I have tried listening to audio books in my car, and I tend to get kind of distracted. I'll be driving and listening to the story. Whoa, I better be paying attention to driving. So,
Okay. So it's too much of a distraction. Yeah. Well,
yes.
maybe.
I mean, I can listen to a podcast while I'm driving because it's not as long.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, very true. Well, I'm going to give the stage to you again, and you can share more. If you're going to share haikus, just keep going for a while because they're so short that. So I mean, if you want to share haikus, I don't know what you want to share. If you want to share haikus, maybe give us 5 or so or 6, and whatever you want to do when you're done with your performance, just let me know, and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Again, thank you for letting me share my words. Let's see. I'm still reading from Scratching the Surface. Everything is in backwards land. Sorry about that. These are not haikus, but these are from Details. And all the poems from Details are in Scratching the Surface. And this one is called Midas Touch. This is one of the first poems one of the first poems I ever wrote for submission, I think. Midas Touch, not a haiku. Midas would turn to gold everything he touched, except for the spot between my neck and shoulder I did not know I had until you touched me. Thank you. The end. And one more poem. It's not a haiku. This is also in Details. In Scratching the Surface. This is called Alchemy. The formula requires sensitive application of components discovered through observation, conversation, implication, imagination. And let's see. Oh, I already read Circus Love. You don't need that one. Okay. One that goes with springtime. Well, this is a poem about last summer, and it's not a haiku, but my poems tend to be very short. They're not long. I think Stephen King wrote a poem that was like 96 pages long. It's like, what are you talking about? Ooh. So, this is called Some Summer. Some summer. Rain, pain, rain, pain, wax and wane, mileage insane, appointments in vain, a new lady in my reign. Summer was fashionably late. She's a Leo, of course. All right, so I read that one. And I think I have, well, there's one more that I want to read from here. It's for Erica Jong. Oh, where is it? It's all bookmarked. I know. Yes, this is about Erica Jong and something she said to me, or said to me.
I think you're frozen. Did we lose you? I don't know if you can hear me, Valerie, but if you can, you might want to try to go out and come back in again. If you hear me, because you're frozen. And there you go. You're frozen. So if you want to go back out and come back in, maybe I'll text her. So go out and in. Okay, so maybe she figured that out. So what should we do in the meantime? Let me see. I was just looking for something that I have written, but all of them have been ones that I wrote, the ones that I have written for the pop chats. So except for this one, that you are not alone. I don't think I'll read this while we're waiting. You are not alone. There are times when you may feel forgotten and alone. You may feel lonely by yourself in the stillness of your home. Perhaps you haven't heard from family and friends in some time, thinking you have little value. Disturbing thoughts haunt your mind. Then you receive a message from a beloved one and concerned friend online. They inquire about your welfare and wonder how you have been. Their sincerity expounds for their true caring and compassionate inquiry as you wipe away blurring tears so their words you can better see. How are you? Are you well, my dear, sweet, and beloved friend? You have been in my thoughts and prayers, so this message I now send. I pray that all is well and that love and happiness and abundance abounds. Enjoy the soothing sounds of music and the melodic voices of nature surrounds. If you ever need someone to talk to and to listen, I'll always be here for you. A sounding board when in the depths of your despair, lending my ear when you are blue. And that is that. I wrote that for y'all. So that was regarding my friends online that kind of keep in touch with me. So she is not back yet. Let me see if she sent me a message. Okay. So I'm going to resend her the link and we'll see what happens. So I don't know what I don't know if this happened too much where they totally disappear. So sorry, y'all. But we do have some comments. We have he said he was glad I never asked him that question. That was about the 3 wishes. Sherry Healy is here. Hey Sherry, she loves haiku. Let's hear them. She was giving us some. Poet Sherry Healy, wonderful poetry. I enjoy short artistic verse. I think you had that style down. Agree, long poems hard for some of us who don't have the patience. That's true. Hopefully mine aren't too long. I try to keep them shorter, but sometimes, yeah, they are a little longer. Poet Sherry Healy again. She's doing a good job. And lovely Annette Tom. Well, thank you, Tom. So, okay. She said, hold on, her mouse is frozen. So I don't know what to do about a frozen mouse. Wish I had a joke to tell y'all. I don't. I can play y'all another video that Alan Johnson did for me a long time ago. Well, this is an interesting one because this is the one Alan Johnson did for me, the last one 2 months before he died. This is the last one he did. And it really speaks to his life, actually. It's almost like it was made for him. It's called A Legacy of a Life. I just need to find it. So I'm going to search my name real quick and see if I can find that one and play that for y'all while we're waiting for her to come back. And this is it. Let me do it. Sorry about that. I'll get to the beginning and pause it and share it with you all. Sorry about that. Share screen and my own mouse is giving me a little hard time tonight. So here we go.
Born into this world, uniquely created, there will never be another replica of you. As we journey through life, we leave behind our legacy, our imprint, our stamp. What attributes did we possess that pinnacle us into the forefront of one's attentions? A look, a smile, a glance, a laugh, a voice soon forgotten after one's departure, if not captured. What have we left behind that will impact the future generations to sustain the memory of self? Did we impart wisdom that will remain current in the annals of time and sparks the memory of you? The smell of your cologne no longer lingers on a once-scented handkerchief, the edges now frayed. The frailty of photographs stored in a box, images fading with age, subjects lost in a time warp. Taken for granted, given little thought while alive, the poet's works are rediscovered. As the poet's children mull over the works created, talents once hidden and now exposed. Lessons of life, sage wisdom, in simplistic words, yet choreographed with complexity. Ink on the stark white pages through the years, worn with use, paying homage to the legacy of a life.
Okay, there you go. I think we have she still isn't back on. We have a mouse story from a poem from Sherry Healy. My mouse, a story to tell that won't go well. Child in the house, all chasing a mouse, rumbled about he, that mouse, ran under a door, slid across the floor, went under the bed. The cat even fled. He, the mouse again, lives there still, maybe. I think he always will. Can't seem to get him out, secretly runs about. Perhaps one day he will run away until the day he is here to stay. He's an energetic mouse, I must say. That's cute. If anybody else wants to send me a poem of theirs, I could read it. instead of reading mine. So I don't know if I have lost her. Now her mouse is completely gone. I'm sorry, Annette. Well, I guess I will call an end to it unless somebody wants to join me for the last 10 minutes. So I could send you a link. Hey Sherry, you want to come on with me? Sherry Healy or Tom or anybody? That could be interesting. Just impromptu whatever. So let me see if I can share with you all my link where you can sign on if you want. So there is one for Sherry and Tom. If you're still here and you haven't gone somewhere, maybe you can cook for us or something. I don't know. There you go. So I just sent some links and we'll see what happens. Um, I think this Sherry sent this, but I don't think I'm reading it right because the punctuation isn't there and I'm having a hard time reading it right. So I'm going to have, if they join me, read it themselves. So somebody said that they're going to try to, oh, Tom said he sent me a poem. Is that your Tom? Is that your poem, Tom? A new poem. As a wee pup, he would always jump in the mud, such a mischievous lad. Always glad without fail, he would wag his tail. When I return home after a hard day's work, he would sit at the door and bark to welcome me home, because he was alone. If I was sad, he would run after his tail and make me glad, having the insight to know that I was not feeling right. He didn't feel sorry, as I knew would lick my face like there was no tomorrow, follow me like a shadow. Now you have passed away peacefully. After, I don't know, I feel like I'm missing part of that. Exit the full screen. I just got a big picture of me right now, so let me see if I can exit that. So if no one else is here in like 30 seconds to 60 seconds, we'll just call it a day. But I appreciate all of you for being on. Thank you very much, Valeri Beers, for sharing your poetry and your haikus. It was fun. And thank you, Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram, for suggesting that she come on. Appreciate it, as always. And no one's coming on. I'm just left here alone. So, wish I had a joke for y'all. Wish I had a little card trick I could show you. I have a great card trick. You just won't be able to see it. But Poet Sherry can't get into the link. So I think we're going to call it a night. But thank you very much for joining us. I'm sorry we had technical difficulties happen sometimes. But I do thank you again, Valeri, for sharing with us your poetry. Love and blessings to everyone. Keep safe out there. Hope everyone's having a good evening, day, wherever you are. Love and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye bye.